Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for February 24th, 2022. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Pantoja, will you call our next case, please?
Yes, Judge. Aguirre on page 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's cause number 2021-0D01120. State of Texas versus Santiago Aguirre. Announcement of counsel, please.
Raul King for the state of Texas.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeff Rago on behalf of Mr. Aguirre.
Okay, and we're here for a final judges conference. Client has been in jail for a while. Mr. or Ms. King, Mr. Rago, you have an update?
Judge, I think I can probably maybe enlighten you a little bit more about what's going on. This case was originally transferred from the 41st as a result of my daughter working in there, and I think they transferred all cases. Why, I don't know, because there was multiple DAs that could have handled it. And it was Joseph Signori was handling it. We had a rec of 3 that went down to 2, and then that rec has been pulled, and now according to the portal, it's up at 10. And for some reason, this fell through the cracks. It looks like it's going to be a time rec no matter what. He's going to have to do time. But with the rec where it's at right now at 10, we're probably going to need a trial date. Prior to this date, I thought we were going to have a plea agreement because we were going to do the 2, but that was pulled. And now I think we've got an issue. I think there's some issues about what actually happened. And my guy was on drugs, beat up his mom. Pictures aren't good, but I think there was an issue about him her slapping him also prior to that. So I think we can go to trial on this. I would like to talk to him one more time, but I don't think we're going to be prepared at this date. This thing fell through the cracks, Judge. I lost all my staff.
Sure. Well, let me ask you, I'm thinking maybe this trial date is also one that was maybe previously scheduled. Not sure, but in any event, is there anything outstanding, Mr. Rago, that requires a hearing?
No, Judge.
Okay. So what kind of timetable are you looking at? I basically have a panel. I'm not going to throw the March one. So in April, in May, I have one in July that we can try and work with.
Any of those should work. Later is better, obviously. July, I know I'm out. I have vacation certificate on file in pretty much the end of June, but in July, I don't think I have anything.
Okay. Ms. King, how about on your end? Is there any kind of conflicts or issues? My thought is, if this one is ready to go, let's queue it up for the April 7th and 8th panels. And then give it a backup date of July 14th and 15th. Maybe even give it the backup date of May instead of July, because he's in custody. So.
Judge,
And the only thing I have in May, Judge, just so you know, my son is graduating from medical school, so I will be going down, and I do have another setting in May also. So. Okay.
Ms. King, you were going to say something?
Yes, Your Honor. I was just going to say the state is okay with April date and in May.
What was the date in April, Judge?
The 7th and 8th. Basically, what I have is 2 days worth of panels, 2 panels each day, just because of the various cases that are set. But I would definitely give you the backup date of July 14th and 15th in the event we don't reach your case in April.
April would be fine if I don't show. I'm trying to see into Monday to see if we had any other set, but I don't show anything else right now.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll set the trial for the 7th and the 8th of April, but I would, because maybe you all are going to talk a little bit more, like to reset today's final judges conference for March. We'll do March 10th at 10 a.m.
Judge, I'm out the 2 weeks in March. I apologize.
Okay, so we can do March. I hate to push it all the way to the 24th. Are you available on the 3rd? Well, wait a minute. That's just a few days away. No. We're just going to go with the final. I'm forgetting where we are on the calendar. We're going to just go all the way to your final hearing plea deadline, which is going to be April 5th.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to assume that if I don't hear from you all, if you need a hearing on something, we'll schedule you. If not, we'll just see you at the final hearing plea deadline. The trial will be set for April 7th and 8th with a backup of July 14th and 15th.
Sounds
Okay.
good, Judge.
All righty. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You may.
Thank you.
Who's next, Chuy?
Okay, Judge Avila, page 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's cause number 2022-0D0-0287, State of Texas versus Bianca Marisa Avila. Announcement, counsel, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Monique Velarde from Ms. Avila. Defense is ready, Your Honor.
And we are scheduled for an arraignment review hearing. This is one I think I had already looked at. Marissa, by any chance, I'm going to check my emails. This is a DWI third. I thought I had requested a PR bond change. What I do, Ms. Velarde, on the DWI thirds is because generally JMAG doesn't have the same conditions that I have on the DWI thirds. We'll do a quick review. I thought we were going to be in trial today, so I had already reviewed it. I don't know if I have already a PR report. Marissa, are you there? Let me see.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, did we get a PR bond order with our conditions on there?
No, Your Honor, the last PR bond is from June 16th of 2021 at arrest.
Okay, let me look it up real quick. I thought I had already received it. Basically what that, while I look it up, oh, here's the report. Okay. Is, I don't allow them to operate a motor vehicle. Is this a true third, Ms. King?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay. So if you know offhand, Ms. Velarde, you know, what need, I don't even know, obviously if she doesn't have a valid driver's license, she shouldn't be driving.
She does, Your Honor. She
she
actually does have it, yes.
Okay, let me look.
She was able to obtain it, I believe, in November.
Okay, well, her bond conditions right now do indicate that she's not, oh, it's without an interlock or valid driver's license. Okay,
Correct.
so what does she do? I mean, what is her need to drive?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said when she was due. I'm like, wait, what? She works. She is currently a single mom. Her husband passed away suddenly just a few months ago. And so she is the only one who is driving in the home to be able to take her kids to back and forth to school, to their events, and as well for her to her job.
Okay. Was there an accident or anything, Ms. King? There was an accident?
There was, Your Honor, back in the original incident. It was a fender bender in the back.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I do have a rec on portal. It's going to be 1010 AP, but also to screen and be accepted into CCR2 DWI court.
Okay. Okay, let me see. This is what I'm going to do. I am still going to make the changes, Marissa. I don't know if, I think you said you saw the email. It was back on February 17th. I'm going to go ahead and allow her to operate a motor vehicle for now, as long as she has the valid driver's license and insurance. However, I do want her changed over to the portable monitoring unit. And so she's got an interlock right now. Ms. Barad, the PR is telling me she's compliant. There's a distinction with how they're monitored. When they use the portable monitor, I get daily reports, or PR gets daily reports, rather than having to wait a month so that they can see if there are any violations. You may want to let your client know that that's standard here, so she doesn't think she's being penalized for anything. And it is a concession on the court's part, because you've represented that sounds like she has a need and a valid driver's license. I don't want to hamstring her into, making life unbearable.
Thank you.
But what I will do is let her know I'm going to be doing a review at the next setting. So PR is going to come in again. And if we have any violations, we're going to look at changing that. Let me tell you this, if something comes up, if she's under a financial constraint, anything like that, and sometimes the providers run out of units, just let us know ahead of time, let the court know, maybe she can, stay on top of it with PR, so that we don't get to a point where PR is saying, oh, wait a minute, she doesn't have a monitor and she's not in compliance.
So just to verify, we're just switching to back to the personal monitor, correct?
Yeah, a portable monitoring unit, and the court's requirements are that it have the GPS and the daily reporting. That tends to be only the portable monitor has the daily reporting. And the GPS.
I will let her know.
And I will ask Marissa on that email I had asked about, does she have any citations or anything? Do we know if she's driving? When was the date of incident on this one?
When was this one?
I don't think it's fairly.
I'm checking right now, Your Honor, for the tickets.
Thank you, Marissa.
Your Honor, it was March 27, 2021.
See, so it's been a minute. Marissa, if you look at that, but again, she was okay with it. She was allowed to drive, so maybe we don't need to look at. Just let her know, Ms. Velarde,
I
that
will.
stay on top of it. We don't want any issues, and then we'll just see you at the next setting, okay?
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe
Take care.
excused.
Who's next?
Hey, Judge Livingston on page 3.
Okay.
Cause number 2020-0D06337. Cause number 2021-0D02978. Cause number 2021-0D02969. Cause number 2021-0D02932. Cause number 2021-0D02554. Cause number 2022-0D00308. State of Texas versus Pyong Pak Livingston. Announcement, council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jeep Darnell for Pyeongkuk Livingston. You joked that I only had a client with one case the other day. Well, here we go.
Came back with a vengeance, right?
Came back with a vengeance. And he's been in jail for 6 months and just got indicted again, not
Yes.
for something that happened while he was in jail.
Okay, and that's what I was looking at as Chewy was calling those out. All our status conferences, well, no, there's a judge's conference and an arraignment. So my first question is going to be this. Do we have all the cases on Mr. Livingston, Ms. King? Is there a P file out there? Is there anything?
There is not, no.
Okay,
What's funny, Judge, last time we were here, nobody could find anything new. And then this one popped up. I wasn't even appointed on this one. So I'm hoping we're done, but
let me look. Okay, yeah. Well, you and me both. So let's see. Let me look at the new case and look at that timetable. Wow. Okay, so today it's an arraignment and you have your trial in May.
you're right. And 20 to 1's next week.
That's not gonna work. Okay,
No.
that's not gonna work. Mr. Darnell, I'll take your cue. I can give you, I mean, he's in custody. Obviously, if you want to come up on a bond or anything like that, you can request that. But my gauge, what's the new one? It's a theft and a fraudulent use. I need to work a little bit.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some misdemeanors. What kind of timetable do you want? I mean, I can put you as far out as say November. I'll, like I said, I'll take my cue from you.
That's fine, Judge. I mean, really what I need to figure out is I keep going through portals and then they keep showing up because there's new cases. So I'm trying to get through all the evidence in all these cases so that I can file a 20-1 motion. So really what I'm more worried about is getting some time to finish going through the files and file my necessary motions.
So let's kind of reset. Chris, this is going to probably be, a lot of work, or I don't know if it is or isn't, but we got to restart all of these. So we're going to use the November 4th trial setting for all of the cases, and then the interim settings leading up to that. So Chris, I don't know exactly how they're going to fall, but everything gets reset on that timetable, and everything that is currently set needs to be canceled. So I don't want a whole bunch of overlapping because we've got two sets of hearings going. So wipe out all the old stuff and get us a new slate of dates. on all cases with the corresponding November trial date. And it looks like we're missing arraignment documents on 2978, 2969, and 2932. So.
Judge, I've sent all those in because I've had to do it so many times that y'all should have them.
Let's get a double check on that, both. Chewy,
Which
Phil-
ones did you say you needed, Your Honor?
In the chat, it is 2978, 2969, and 2932. Okie dokie.
I
Okay.
will make sure to find those and get those back in.
Yeah, I see. I'm looking just at the new one. That one's there. So no sé, maybe they just got lost in the mix.
Yes,
All right. Okay. If anything else comes up, let me know. Thank you
Yes,
very
ma'am.
much.
Thank you,
Take
Judge.
care. Bye-bye. Who's next, Tree?
Hey, Judge Torres on page 7.
Okay.
It's cause number 2021-0D00324, State of Texas versus David Torres. Announcement, council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Jim Darnell for David Torres. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Again, thank you for your patience today. We are here for a final judges conference. Do we have an update?
Judge, I have been getting calls from the complaining witness in the initial underlying case that had him as a registered sex offender, basically saying none of this ever happened. But her family and her have been sort of ravaged by COVID for the last 2 months, so we haven't been able to do anything. We are probably going to need some time because I don't know where we're going with this thing. I understand that the initial offense and the failure to register are separate offenses, but they are certainly tied together. So I think we have a March trial date when I'm also set in federal court in Pecos. So what I would like to get is a backup trial date with some time down the road. And just to give you a preview of coming attractions, Jacob Arrutia, who's set the same time, will probably need a backup trial date as well, but I don't think it needs as long a tail.
Okay. Okay. So Ms. King, I know the trial date is not going to work. That's for sure. So now with that said, can you give me a little bit on what are you all planning on doing? Is this a trial or?
Your Honor, we're looking at NTDC or trial.
NTDC, is that what you said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Or trial.
Okay. So Mr. Darnell, I can give you a window, maybe July 14th and 15th for the trial setting. Is that enough time or do you need more time?
Let me get a little bit more time if you don't mind.
Okay. Is this person? Yeah, he's in custody.
He's in custody.
What were the dates that we requested or in the process of those August dates? The 11th and 12th?
Yeah, the 11th and 12th, Judge, that's correct.
Okay, we'll do the 11th and 12th and of August, and then I will give you a backup of November 4th.
Okay,
Okay? And
thank you.
You're welcome. Let's get some interim settings, Chris, on that. So cancel out the March setting. If we were looking at July, unless I hear from you, Mr. Darnell, that you need hearings on something, let's just go with, June 14th for a status conference.
That'll work.
Okay, perfect. We'll go from there and then we'll know it's close enough to that trial date to know if we're looking more at the backup or if we're okay to go in July. All right, that'll work. All righty. Is that everything on this one?
Yes.
Okay, who's next, Tree?
Hey, Judge, Mr. Darnell has a secondary case that he wanted to approach on as well. Urrutia on page 8.
Go ahead.
It's cause number 2020-0D06719, State of Texas versus Jacob Urrutia. Announcement to council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Jim Darnell for Jacob Urrutia. Your Honor, this one may not need as long a tail. It's the August date or even probably the August date. He is alleged to have had sex with virtually every person in his family. So it's sort of there's a lot of stuff in it, but this is a case with no wreck. And what I gather is that there's not going to be a wreck, so we couldn't plead to anything if we wanted to.
All right, let's, and the August date will be okay, Mr. Darnell?
Yes, it would.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that then. August 11th and 12th as well. And this one, he's not in jail, right? He's not in custody?
He is not in jail.
Okay. All righty. Same thing, and we'll do that status on June 14th as well.
That'll work.
See how we are. All right, thank you very much. Anything else on this one?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next, Tree?
Hey, Judge Monares on page 9.
That is Mr. Morales. Okay. What?
Cause number 2016-0D02790. Cause number 2021-0D03075. State of Texas versus Francisco Monares. Announcement to council, please.
Roa King for the state of Texas.
Morning, Your Honor. Richard Roman on behalf of defendant Francisco Monares.
Good morning. We're set for a status and a pre-revel. Where are we on this one?
Your Honor, we've received the recommendation from a punishment from the state. I'm going to visit with Mr. Monares about it, but this morning I wanted to convey to the court that Mr. Monares was screened and has been accepted into the DWI treatment court. So we would like to approach Your Honor and one more time appeal to your sense of compassion, perhaps, and ask Your Honor to reconsider accepting him into that program so that he can get himself straight.
Where is it? Let me see. It's just loading up. Ms. King, what's that alternate rec on Mr. Monares?
Your Honor, so it was going to be the program with plea of true of 5 AP. I believe if we're looking at a time rec without the program or anything, it would just be plea of true and then 7 TDC.
So he's looking at 7 TDC. Wow. He has no prior pen trips, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so he was accepted times 2. All right. So we have a future setting. Were there any, Mr. Roman, have you been able to review fully the new DWI? I don't see, again, did we get an entry? I don't know why we don't have, are you able to access the new DWI case? Like you can access portal?
Yes, and I thought the last time I did. I sent them, I don't know if they're crossed up in Odyssey or something, but I'll double check. And if not, I'll just file everything again.
Ms. King, does portal reflect that Mr. Roman is the attorney of record? Because I know on my docket, it doesn't have him.
No, Your Honor, it's just it's blank on my system.
I need to get that squared away. This is what I want to know, Mr. Roman. I want to know, first of all, that you've reviewed the new DWI case fully and whether there are any issues, I was going to ask if there were any outstanding motions to suppress or anything like that, but honestly, I'm not sure how that case could have been reviewed if you don't have access to portal. I don't show an entry. I know back when I was practicing, you got to send your entry to get access to portal. So I am going to hold off. I'm not telling you no on the DWI, but I know we've been back and forth, and Mr. Monadas is, we've been dealing with him for a while.
I'll take care of that as soon as we adjourn. I'll take care of that.
Please do it quickly so that I can figure out what we're doing it by that status hearing on the 17th. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
All righty. Thank you
will.
very much.
Okay, thank you. Have you excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Who's next, Chuy?
Okay, Judge, page 9, Yvonne Corral. And I believe she is logging on right now, Judge.
Okay, go ahead and bring her in. And I know we had an updated report. Is she here already? Oh, she's still.
She's connecting.
Mrs. Bobbin, are you on this one? Is that why your video came on, or?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm
Okay. Let me just see if she can connect. Maybe not. Missy Bobbin, have you had a chance to speak with Ms. Corral in the past,
I
couple of
haven't,
weeks?
Your Honor. Well, not directly, but my understanding is that she has obtained an apartment, but it's not available just yet.
Okay. Ms. Corral, can you hear me? Can you hear us? Yes, I can't hear her, but.
I don't see that she actually connected just yet, Judge, to the audio.
So I think sometimes if I take my cue from our court reporter, if you swipe, I should say tap to speak. And Ms. Reza, I did get your follow-up report for thank you. So thank you for keeping the court updated. Ms. Corral, can you hear me? No. So Missy Bobbin, I'm gonna kind of, because I don't know if we'll ever get to a point where she's actually connected. I'll go back, and if I see she gets connected, or if you see it first, let me know. Ms. Reza, so when we were here last, I believe Ms. Martin had the case. She had asked to be allowed to live in, somewhere in the Austin area, I want to say, because she did not have housing here and she was waiting on some type of assistance to get housing and would return. We didn't know a real timetable when that could happen. So I allowed her to go with the monitor. And the monitor was because I guess she picked up, the reason she was in custody is she had picked up a DWI. Okay, Ms. Corral, can you hear us? Either start your camera or unmute, please. Or both. Ms. Corral, can you hear me? I need you to unmute. Okay. Again, while we wait for that. So here's the problem, Ms. Bobbin, is that Ms. Corral? Is that
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
How do I go back? Gosh, I hate these phones. Oh, Lord. My daughter went into the store.
If you see if you tap on the screen, usually you can see the video option, and if you will start your video.
Rihanna, I can hear now, but I need to get back.
Okay, Ms. Corral, if you'll just hold on for a second, please. So with respect to we're going to set her for hearing because she is.
See you.
All right, I'm gonna mute her. Okay, she tested positive. She's been testing positive and skipping on the monitor.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, if I can give you a little summary of the testing. Okay, so on February 14, she passed that test at 11 p.m. Then she missed, on February 15, she missed the window, the 5 to 8 a.m. window. Then on the same day, February 15, she tested positive at 6 p.m. She tested 0.056. Then again on February 15, she passed at 11 p.m. And again on February 17, she missed the 5 to 8 p.m. window. And she says she has the voucher now for housing. She's asking for 2 more weeks to stay with her daughter. I believe is so she can have the deposit ready for her apartment.
Okay. So let's see, updates since 2017. It also appears, and I don't know, Ms. Rasa, maybe you can give me some context or details on this, that, you know, there's this kind of intermittent ability to communicate with her. So sometimes we're getting her, sometimes we're having to call daughter, and daughter's having to relay a message. See, Bobby, my concern is this, is that your client is probably either vulnerable, fragile, and I'm afraid we're gonna lose her. I'm afraid we're gonna lose her. It is very encouraging. I immediately asked for a hearing, and we had this one already, I think, set, because I wanted to make sure that we haven't lost track of her. Is she being, well, I guess she's not, because she's not really being monitored over there. It's not like they can test her over there other than the monitor that we have. Missy Bobbin, do you have, I don't know what details you might have other than maybe we just start asking your client what's going on. Yes, Ms. Corral, your attorney, Missy Bobbin from the Public Defender's Office is here. If you were able to hear what was reported to me,
Yes.
I have some inconsistencies and basically some violations on the monitor. You're not testing according to the windows, and then you're testing positive.
No. I'm one, just once. I did drink, I took some mouthwash, but I know now that they have mouthwash where it doesn't contain alcohol. But prior to that, I actually, my phone fell in the toilet. As soon as I leave from here, my daughter had an interview here at the Domain. As soon as we leave, I'm getting my phone from Metro. And I have been in contact with my PO, with my attorney, with everybody that needs to hear from me. I did get my voucher. They gave me 60 days in order to get my apartment, and I do have to pay a maybe $400 deposit on that. And I just what was it? Recalibrated my machine yesterday. But I mean, I just need a few more weeks here in order to get my like I tell you, if it hadn't been for my phone falling.
Ms. Corral, is what you're telling me is that you're thinking you're going to be back in El Paso within about 2 to 3 weeks? Is that what you're planning?
Yes. I'm getting an apartment. I finally got my voucher, which really after you all gave me permission to come out here was maybe 3-4 days thereafter when I got my voucher. And my phone fell into the toilet, unfortunately. Now I have the finances to go get myself another phone, and I can see how much my voucher is for, and I can go ahead and start looking online from here to El Paso. I can even sign the lease from here. And once I get, because I do pay storage, $200 a month on storage.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Is it looks like we're, well, I'm sorry, Ms. King, did you have any input?
Yes, Your Honor. So I believe there is a problem in showing documentations of, you know, asking for the court 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 2 weeks. I do like to see some sort of, you know, documentation of either the voucher or.
Yes.
I mean, from prior experience, mouthwash does not go to the point of 0.0056 and not to that extreme. So it's getting to the point where this is signs of.
I don't do anything. I mean, I'm very consistent with everything that y'all are asking me for.
Well, no. Hold on a second, Ms. Corral. Look, I think I've shown you that I am willing to work with you because I understand that even when you were in custody, I think the issue there was that you had a family member who was ill, and I think in either Midland or somewhere. And I was very sensitive to, I guess, the other situations in your life that, you know, I made some concessions. What I will not tolerate is non-compliance on that monitor. When I put a monitor on someone, they're supposed to comply 100%, period.
Most definitely.
Well, you say most definitely, but I'm not seeing that. No. I am telling you, you are not compliant. If you have a 0.05 on your monitor, something's going on. Now, I don't think you want to be back in jail because let me tell you, when I saw the report, the initial report and now the update today, it was very simple. Bench warrant, bring her back. You can come here, figure out your housing situation after you do some type of jail time. All right? I'm sure you don't want that, but for some reason, I'm not getting that compliance.
I will be very compliant. I did with losing my phone. I didn't even know that I had missed actually having to breathe into my machine. I didn't know that, but I mean, I do have all of my times on my alarm on my phone. I'm leaving from here. My boyfriend sent me 150 to get myself another phone. So my daughter had an interview. I'm getting myself another phone. I'll be able to send you the voucher, which was within 4 days of my being here. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Corral, this is what we're going to do. Ms. Reza, we're going to come back on another probation status hearing in 30 days. I am taking this time right now, Ms. Corral, for you to understand if there is one more failure to comply, either with your reporting or your monitor, I am not going to wait for those 30 days. Ms. Reza is going to let me know, and I'm going to ask her for a bench warrant. Okay? Do we have that understanding?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, of course.
If you need any assistance, stay in touch with probation. Your attorney is also available to speak with her. We're coming back in 30 days, Mrs. Bobbin, and Ms. Corral is required to appear in the same manner that she did today, okay?
Thank you, Judge. I just have one question since I wasn't here before. So there's this talk that she picked up a DWI, but the filed case is actually a criminal mischief. Is there gonna be a DWI or what's the status of that?
I thought she had picked up a DWI. What was the issue?
I think it was originally a DWI, but.
And it turned into a criminal mischief?
Yeah. That's the case that's filed and it's pending in CC2.
Your Honor,
so I wanted to make sure we're wrapping it all up together.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe intake did change the charge to a criminal mischief.
How does that happen? I'm just curious. How does a DWI turn into a criminal mischief?
Your Honor, there was a DWI arrest on August 3rd, 2021. I am not finding a cause number for it, though.
There was no criminal mischief. I hit a rock.
But don't say anything anymore about the facts, please.
Okay, evading to be used in extraneous.
Yes, it was changed to, the charge was changed to a criminal mischief. And that's the 2022 0C00256.
And that has a date of offense of August 2nd, 2021.
Correct.
No.
And I believe it was changed, Your Honors, because of the defendant actually, this did involve a motor vehicle accident. And
have you seen that case, Missy Bobbin? Have you looked over that now criminal mischief?
I looked at it briefly, Your Honor. we're set for an arraignment pretrial next on the 28th.
Your Honor, and I believe that I can't speak 100% to this, but I believe the reason for the change of the charge is because how long it took to have her blood drawn. However, she did cause an accident. She hit the car 3 to 4 times. So we do have that.
Oh, I mean, that's, I don't know if I've ever seen that. All right, well, the monitor's going to stay. I was looking at the complaint affidavit. I mean, I don't know if it took them a long time. Certainly you have an officer's observations of her demeanor. I was thinking maybe they couldn't wheel her, but that doesn't seem to be the issue. Yeah, that monitor is going to stay for sure. So I'm sorry, Missy Bobbin, I know we were operating on the DWI. I had not seen that it had changed. So thank you for letting me know that. But the concern is for me is the same. So we're coming back in 30 days, Ms. Corral. Don't mess up on that monitor. Stay in touch with your probation officer. All right, Ms. Dessa, Monday.
My understanding was that she originally had permission to go for 2 weeks. Is the court going to continue to give her additional time to stay in?
So is she's indicating she has, 2-3 week window at the probation status hearing. I'm anticipating she's back in El Paso. So if there's something that is not in line with what she's telling me today, then she needs to make sure probation knows that. They'll let me know. And if they need to make another request, they can make another request if that's what she's needing. I hope that's not the case. And let me tell you why. I understand things can happen, but I'm very concerned that she's fallen off track. Okay. I would encourage you, Ms. Corral, if there is some resource that you think you need that probation can help you with, even maybe the public defender's office, then you better voice it, because I don't want to be on the back end of finding out you have some other issue that we might have been able to help you with that makes you even further non-compliant. Okay. So I'm just throwing that out there. We'll come back in 30 days.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Bobbin. Thank you, Ms. Rasa. Thank you, Ms. King. All righty. Who's next, Sri?
Judge Horton on page 9.
Go ahead.
Cause number 2019-0D0 5421. Cause number 2020-0D0 1164. And cause number 2020-0D0 0540. State of Texas versus Vincent Jovan Horton. Announcement of council, please.
Laurel King for the state of Texas.
Horton, we are ready.
Okay, Carla, I don't know. I was just searching the email. I don't know if I see a report. I see Missy Bobbin's bond request, but I don't see it.
He's not on probation.
Oh, he's not? Oh, sorry. Okay.
I was about to send the chat, yes.
Why are these all, these all say probation status hearing?
They
I think it was just a mistake.
But they're not, yeah.
Okay, never mind. Thank you, Missy Bobbin. What's going on? I saw, then I don't know what we're set for. Let me go back to Odyssey.
So it should be a status /
Just a
he
status?
requested a bond hearing. I don't know if the court would be willing to entertain that at this point. I don't know if the court recalls, he was pending. He currently has $300,000 bonds, $100,000 on each of his cases. He's actually been booked since January 5th, but by the feds. Then they released him to our custody on February 8th. So he's back. He's on supervised release with the feds. He still has some time until May 2024 to finish. And so his cases are pretrial But of course, we kind of lost him there. So now he's back. That's why we're kind of back here. So he does have mental health issues. We did have Lulu Garcia speak to him. He has an appointment with Takumi on March 1st if he's able to get out. He has ties to the community. He has a supportive mom who we've spoken to. And I wanted to speak to Ms. King as well. The last work that we had on him was 10 months state jail on the thefts and dismissed the aggravated assault. I think the biggest holdup on the thefts was that the CWs wanted their property back, which I never feel comfortable doing that. I think that's something that the DA has to offer. If you speak to them and they're willing to do that, then we can make that happen. But I don't know if you have any notes on that.
I don't have notes about the property. I will still honor the previous rec. Now the last, I did request a contact with the victim on all the cases. We're still in the process of trying to set something up. But other than that, yeah.
Okay, so a couple of things. Do we already have the bond hearing set? And
They
I'm
have
sorry,
not been set.
No? And then Ms. King, are you prepared to go forward on the bond hearing? If not, I'd prefer that we get it set, Ms. Ibavin, and have your client here. Let me look. I'm just going in one of the cases and trying to see. It looks like we had a final hearing plea deadline on his case. I see that. Okay, get out of there. Ugh, many screens. We had a final hearing plea deadline at the end of December. And then, we have just the certificate of magistrate, and then that's very strange. And then we just have a status conference with no future trial setting, at least on the 1164. Do the other cases have trial settings?
No, Judge.
None of them do. That's so weird. I'm glad we're here today because this case could just have fallen off the radar. Okay, so we're going to start off with this. Ms. Ibavin, are these cases for, have you had a chance to look at them and work on them? I'm thinking of just setting a trial date quickly, July 14th, 15th, get in our settings, get your bond hearing set, get everything on track, get everything heard that needs to be heard. If he gets out, he gets out. I want to have eyeballs on your client for when we do the bond hearing. So Chris, I don't know if we have room on this Tuesday. If not, we do. Okay, so let's get that one because I know she put in the request a while back. Her email was here. Looks like Tuesday. So a couple days ago. So we'll have it set for Tuesday. Is that reasonable, Ms. Ibavin, in terms of the trial setting? It's kind of quick. So if you need more, okay, all righty. All right, so we'll do that. And at least that way we can get on track and get the ball rolling if there need to be contacts made, if there's restitution, things of that nature. And then, yeah, that shouldn't be too far out, but we'll have the bond hearing on Tuesday. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Got it.
May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
We have one remaining case, Ms. Ibavin.
Ándale. Okay.
Nevares on page 5, Judge.
Okay.
Which one?
Nevares on page 5.
Oh, that's right.
It's cause number 2020-020-1004. State of Texas versus Armando Nevares. Announcement, counsel, please.
Again for the state of Texas.
Deborah Bavin for Mr. Nevares, you're ready?
Okay, let me pull this one up as well. So he's been in custody for quite a bit. Status conference. Ms. King, can you give me a status on this one? Do we have a rec? What's going on?
Your Honor, the last rec was actually 25 TDC. And I'm leaving that as is because he is actually habitualized.
Okay. Okay, Missy Bobbin, let's see. Special setting jury trial, May 6th. I know that date unless, I'll leave it in case we come out of COVID protocol, but if we're in COVID protocol, I don't have a panel for that date. Where are we? I know you, I hate it when we have I'm not gonna say gap fillers, but people who are just transitioning. How, can you tell me something? Is there anything that's requiring a hearing? I'm sure there will be.
At this point, I can't tell the court one way or the other, but I think we're gonna end up resolving it, but I haven't spoken personally with him about that rec and that it's not moving. I had reached out to Ms. King to see if she would be willing to negotiate on that 25. So I need to speak to him. And of course, if we can resolve it, I will, set him up for plea and all that as soon as possible. But if not, then we'll start getting ready for trial.
Okay, I think we're definitely going to have to look. I don't know if I want to wait till April 7th to see you guys again on this one. Obviously, if it turned out it's a plea, we'll hear from you, but I don't know if I want to wait that long to find out that we're not and then kind of be trying to schedule things. So I'm going to add another status conference for March 22nd. So it's kind of a little bit in the middle there, 10 a.m., just a status. We will have to look at that trial date, Missy Bobbin, especially if we're not out of COVID protocol, because we won't have a jury panel that day. So,
Understood, Judge.
thank you very much.
Now may I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, you're good to go. Thank you.
I know, I hate to answer that question. Go ahead, Chewy, who's next?
Okay, Judge Moore on page 9. Okay, it's cause number 2022-0D0-0150. Cause number 2021-0D0-2854. Cause number 2021-0D0-1487. Cause number 2020-0D0-5067. And cause number 2019-0D0-6837. State of Texas versus Adeline Leona Moore. Announcement of counsel, please.
Robert King for the state of Texas.
Good morning, Brent Stevens for Ms. Moore.
Good morning. So let's see. We have our 2022 case. Do we have a number? I think at the bond hearing, I can't remember if we had another hearing after the bond hearing, but I think I was pretty clear, Mr. Stevens, in terms of Ms. Moore. What have you guys talked about? Let's ask that. Not you and your client, you and Ms. King.
I sent a proposal to Ms. King. There's a pre-file still pending, and so I don't have a rec yet, but the pre-file is simply a failure to ID, so I'm hoping that will go away quickly. I'd be comfortable with moving forward with that pending, or I can get it declined or dismissed or time served or whatever. I'm not concerned about the failure to ID, but I did send a proposal.
Your Honor, I believe that actually was just, it was already screened and that just happened yesterday. So we do have a cause number for that.
Okay. Let's see. And what are you thinking on the cases that we know we have?
So it was going to be a time rec. I believe it was going to be 8 TDC.
Let's see.
8 is substantially too high, but I will. I did.
What was your proposal, Mr. Stevens? If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to tell me, but yeah.
Well, my proposal is 2 TDC on 2 of the cases, and I gave proposals on the rest also. We have a non-pros in one of the new cases, the 2854 case, but
what's her prior pen trips? What has she done in the past?
Your Honor, so this is what comes in play. It's the same charges over and over and over. So I believe she has, let me see. I'm not sure if it was 2 or 3.
So she's got state jail trips in 2011, 2013.
She has quite the rap.
TDC in 2015. How much did she do in 2015?
For that one,
Oh, you should have been here for the plea, Ms. King. That took a minute. Does everybody remember that one? Yes, with our previous prosecutor. Took a while. Erica's like, yes.
I believe it was 2 years.
It was 2 years in 2015?
Yes.
All right.
So it's just the same thing happening over and over at this point, you know.
Well, we have a contested revo set in March, the end of March sometime. So I'll talk to my client and I'll also talk to Ms. King again, and we'll see if we can resolve it before then.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you both.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Goodbye, Ms. King.
And thank you, Mr. Stevens.
You too.
Who's next, Chief?
Hey, Judge Hernandez on page 2. Cause number 2018-0D05116, State of Texas versus Sarah Hernandez. Announcement of counsel, please.
Robert King for the state of Texas.
Marcelo Rivera with the Public Defender's Office on behalf of Ms. Hernandez.
And we're set for a final judges. That should mean we have a trial coming up. Oh, so we're set for that March 22nd, 2025 jury trial. So what movement has there been on this case? Anything?
No, there hasn't been. But I do have a couple of problems. All of my trial team has evaporated on me. One has left to go to the county attorney's office.
Who's that, Mr.?
That was Claudia Aranda. She's going to the county attorney's office.
Okay.
And then the rest of my trial team, Mr. Livingston and Mr. Rodriguez, are going to trial in the 346 on the same day as this case.
Okay.
And then I am specially set in the 409th starting April 6th. I'm really dying to try this case and have been, but
So let me ask. Okay, so let's just put all the different things out there. So I know for the 25th, I do not have a panel. I mean, is this case ready? Just flat out ready to go to trial?
it is, Your Honor.
Okay.
We've been ready
Mhm.
since before COVID started.
Can I, because of course, you know, the way we operate under protocol is we have our panels. That's what kind of guides everything. I have panels for the 17th and 18th. Now let me get my nifty little list
Of
March. I mean, I could bump you up a week is what I'm saying is if you all are ready, and I mean, I wouldn't hold you to it, but if you can tell me there's no conflicts with witnesses, all those types of things, I could try and offer you the 17th and 18th is pretty full. No, I don't even know if we should try that.
Your Honor, I believe that if I can maybe request the 17 and 18 to be not those dates.
Not those days,
you know?
yeah, because I'm
Little
looking at
too
this and
soon.
I'm seeing we have, in fact, with what we have right now, I was already worried that I would have to do some juggling there too. And then the next dates I have are the 7th and the 8th, and you're telling me you have a conflict with that, Mr. Rivera, is that right?
That's correct. We have a special setting in the 409th that we have a client who's been in custody for 2 years, and that case needs to go to trial.
Okay.
And Your Honor, she's not in jail.
Right, she's not in jail, but it's, you know, I need to give it a realistic date because Mr. Rivera is right. This is a case that we were working on like before COVID. It was very active, and then now we're here. So the next date I can offer you is the May 19th and 20th.
I think that works.
Okay.
I think that works.
Okay.
May 19th and 20th.
So I think it's unlikely. Well, where are we on this one, Ms. King? Are you guys just, are you, or Mr. Rivera as well? Is it just like, if there's a wreck, there's no way there, it's going to be a trial no matter what?
Well, the only rec I have is the one that Mr. Avila put in way back when. I have not received anything updated. We did speak informally about one in connection with, well, we were doing a site visit.
Mr. Rivera, is it we Miss King or we somebody else?
We Miss King and yes, we were doing a site visit for another case, and there was some discussion of an offer that hasn't really been extended. Although I did discuss it with the client, and she didn't like it.
Okay. Well, thank you all for multitasking on that. If we're not really at an agreement, then maybe the May date even works better, because I don't know, maybe there's just, you know, time might make things different. So let's go with May 19th and 20th. I'm going to give her, again, Mr. Rivera, you know, with the court's case management, that type of thing, being that she's not in custody, although it's got to be one of my oldest cases. You know, we'll put you in the queue for those dates. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All righty. If anything comes up in the interim, I'm going to rely on hearing from you. I don't want to have to bring you all in if all we're really looking for is a trial. So the March 22nd, 25th dates are canceled. We'll put you at May 19th and 20th. And that's because there's multiple panels. So anticipate we will select a jury on the 19th. We have 2 panels each day. Probably for your case, we probably wouldn't need them, but I don't know. We'll have them. And then final hearing plea deadline will be May 17th. So if you all figure something out before then, just let us know. If you need a hearing for something before then, let us know. I don't want to have to keep bringing you guys back for no reason.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care, guys. Thank you for your work.
Thank you. Are we excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Who's
you.
next, Tree?
Hey, Judge, I believe that takes care of the docket for this morning, other than Luna on page 4.